Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Double Sleeved. Today we're going over the deck idea for the red starter deck Pan, as you can see in front of you. One of the more kind of hyped up starter decks coming out for Zenkai. There's definitely some big fans of Pan at Double Sleeved as well. This was the first deck that I played for this card game, and I believe this also got at his top 16 at Nationals for 2019. And I think Gary had a fair crack with this deck as well when he was playing before he started becoming judge. So we're really excited for it. I know a lot of people are, and we're starting to see it pop up at events as well. So let's jump into the deck. We've got the leader, Pan. For those that don't know, similar to the old leader, when you play a battle card, you choose it, it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. If this raises that card's power to 20,000 or more, you get to draw a card. Our Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, or you have 3 or more Z energy, you may draw one, switch one energy to active mode, and then add cards from your life until you have 6 life left. On our Awaken side, we have the same auto. Again, it's once per turn when you play a battle card, 20,000 power or more, we get to draw a card. When we attack, we get to draw a card, and then we've got an activate main once per turn, just up to one of your red Z battle cards with an energy cost of 2, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Red has got some great 2 cost Z battle cards, so it's great to be able to give them an extra boost as well. Starting off with the deck, we've got Pan, United Emotion. It's a 3 cost 15k, but with a permanent, if your leader is a Pan card, reduce the energy cost in hand by 2, making it a 1 drop 15k. And an auto, if this card's power is 20,000 or more, when this card attacks, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 red Saiyan with an energy cost of 5 or less, or a red unison specified cost of 3. So it's a great way to be able to play this card, draw off our leader, and then be able to look at the top 5 if it does get that plus 5k. Next we've got Pan, Wisher of Miracles, another 15k Pan. Auto, at the end of the battle where this card was played, we get to choose one of our opponent's battle cards, and it gets plus 10,000 power for the turn. And we're playing it through the activate battle, limit 1 for 1 red energy. If your leader is a Pan card and there are 1 or more red cards in your combo area, draw 1 and then play this card from your hand. Another great way to get some synergy with our leader's auto, but being able to use it on our opponent's turn as well. We're going to be comboing to get that Z energy, so this is a great way to neg something by 10k, draw off our leader, and then draw off this Pan as well. We've got SS4 Son Goku, Senses Returned. This is one of the cards that came out of the starter deck, similar to the Pan that we just went over. It's a 15k deflect, activate main, limit 1, burst 2 for 1 red energy. If your leader's a Pan card, you have 2 or more energy, play this card from your hand, very easy. We've got an activate battle, limit 1 for 1 red energy. If this card is in battle, draw 1 card, switch this card to active mode, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. So we can do this on either player's turn if we just want to get that extra draw, if we have the energy available. But we can also make this card a 20k dual attack on its own, potentially 25 when you include the leader's 5k boost if it's the first card we play. And then we've got the auto, when this card attacks, use up to 1 mono red Saiyan with 5,000 combo power from your drop in a combo with its skills negated. Works pretty good with the burst 2. If you are lucky enough to hit the 2 Saiyans, then that's always great. But it does really help with getting our Z energy, being able to attack twice if we go through the activate battle and things like that. Combo with the 2 cards, get them to our Z energy, and it can really kind of speed up our Awaken. Great Ape Son Goku, the Aggressor, another 15k. If your leader is a Pan card and your opponent has 2 or more energy, at the end of the battle where this card was used in a combo from your hand, play this card from your drop. Again, some great synergy to be able to draw on our opponent's turn. Auto, if your leader is a Pan card, when this card is placed under one of your Z battle cards, the Z battle card gets plus 5,000 power and the following skill for the turn. Auto, when this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 25,000 power. So really good to get this card into our Z energy, which we can then send to the drop to pay the cost for our 2 cost Z battle cards, put this under the Goku that we will cover later, and give it the power boost and the auto as well. SS Son Goten Hyperspeed Rush, a promo coming out in the latest tournament kit that works extremely well for this deck, and potentially any mono red Saiyan in the future. Activate main, limit 1, 1 red energy. If your leader's a mono red Saiyan and you have 3 or more energy, play this card from your hand. When it gets played, we draw 1, and it's a 15k double striker with the activate main once per turn for 1 red energy. This card gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 20,000 for the turn. So we can easily make this a 25k double striker for 2 energy when you include our leader's auto as well. SS3 Goku One Hit Wonder. An old card from set 8, it's 15k as well. When our opponent's power is decreased, if this card isn't in play, we get to play it from our hand. And we've got an activate battle for 1 red energy. We send it from drop to warp and choose one of our opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 5,000 for the turn. We can activate this card from the drop area and then trigger 1 in hand if we don't have one on the field. But there's some other cards as well that can neg as well to get this out. Vegeta Resolve Renewed, a great counterplay for red. If the battle card is 15,000 or less, it goes to the drop area instead, and as long as we have 3 energy, 3 or more, then it becomes a 1 cost. The activate main is for a Vegito leader, which we are not. Son Goku Divine Presence, an excellent card into blue. We've got the 20k Deflect Dual Attack, the permanent, so this card can't be removed from our battle area by skills during our turn. We've got the activate battle to play it for 2 red energy. If you have 3 or more energy and 2 or more red battle cards in your combo area, play this card from your hand, choose up to 1 of your mono red cards and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Again, we're going to be comboing to get that Z energy, so it's a great way to get this card out and really put some pressure on our opponents. When this card attacks, add up to 1 red skillless battle card from deck to hand, which we aren't running, and then this card gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. So we can easily get this card up to 35k dual attack. If it's the first card we play, we'll get the 5k off our leader, the 5k off its auto, and then when we play it for the activate battle, we can choose to give itself the 5k, or we can give it to something else depending on if it's our opponent's turn or if we want to push on something else. King Piccolo, the new ruler. It's a double strike permanent. If your leader is red, it gets plus 5k and our opponent can't activate blocker. And we can play it for free if we have a unison with 3 or more markers. Heartfelt Plea, we have the ability to play this card quite easily with some of the cards that we have within the deck. They can get up to 25 using their own skills, but if we activate our Awaken, choose one of our red battle cards with 25,000 power or more, place it in the drop area, we get to play this card from our hand. It's a 30k triple strike with Offering, so our opponent's either going to crit a life or we draw 2. And is really a great way after attacking with a bunch of cards to be able to sack that specific card, play this, and then you have another bomb on the field. Unison for the deck, we've got Baby Juvenile Parasite. A lot of people are turning away from unisons, but if you're taking this to locals, I think Baby is still a great unison to play around with. It's 3-drop, 10k, searchable off the Pan United Emotion. If your leader's red or your energy's in rest mode, your leader gets plus 1,000 power. If this card would lose a marker from an opponent's attack, you may place 1 card from under it into the drop area, and we get cards underneath this using the +1 activate main. We draw 1, choose our opponent's battle card, place it under this card, and this card gets 10,000 power for the turn. So a great way to remove things off the field, keep our hand size quite large, and it's got its own built-in defense to stick around. Yamcha Merciless Barrage, the counterplay that's becoming a little bit less relevant, even though it wasn't super relevant compared to the other free counterplays, since a lot of the Z battle cards have deflect now. But counterplay, choose 2 opponent's battle cards, they get minus 15,000 power, and then play this card. If we have a unison, 2 or more markers, then we can activate the counter for free. Goku, Pan, and Trunks, we've got a 30k triple striker that we can play from underneath a unison for 3 energy if we have 4 or more energy. The only requirement is that we Spirit Boost 3, and we're able to do the activate main to put this underneath a unison with 10,000 power or more, and then add a marker to that card. If it's the first card we play, then we can easily have this as a 35k triple attacker. Raditz Super Combo, standard, 4 life or less, bottom deck 1, draw 2, gets 10,000 combo power. Topo, pretty standard negate as well for red, so we discard a card, negate the attack and play it. If it's our opponent's turn, it's an energy cost of 2, and for the duration of turn, if our opponent wants to attack, they need to discard 2 cards from their hand each time. Violent Raise, a great extra card for red, pay 1, discard a card, and our opponent can't attack with battle cards 20k or more, or unisons 20k or more. Testing the opposition, another standard red card, 2 energy, negate the attack, play a token with blocker for the turn. If our life's 5 or less, then we can take a life to our hand instead of paying the energy. We've got Cabba's Awakening, which is a 0-cost extra card that we get to do activate battle, choose one of your red cards, and it gets plus 6,000 power for the battle. Another great way to get Heartfelt Plea into play. We've got a lot of 20Ks and things like that we can get over 25, especially with our leader's auto onto our 15Ks. Or we can use it defensively on our leader as well. If our opponent's swinging with something that's 20k, we can easily get to 21 and get out of the attack. And then secret rare for the deck is none other than SS4 Vegito, A Light in the Dark. Pan is able to play this leader, play this secret rare, since it is a mono red Saiyan card. So we overwhelm 6. If we have 4 or more mono red energy, when it's played, our opponent reveals their hand. We choose a battle card 35,000 power or less and discard it, and then our leader gets plus 10,000 power until the end of our opponent's until the start of our next turn, and then this card gains quadruple strike. Really great to be able to have a 25k base leader, especially if you have the baby out in play and all of our energies in rest mode. Then we'll sit at 26k, which can be very difficult for our opponent to push through without wasting a lot of cards. But being able to see our opponent's hand and having a 40k quad strike is always really good. Moving into the Z deck, we've got Videl, Daughter of the World Champ, a 1 red energy 2 Z battle card, 5k Z battle card with unique. If there are 1 or more red Earthling cards in your Z energy, when it attacks, choose an opponent's battle card, 15,000 power or less, and KO it, and then this card gets plus 10,000 power. We've got SS4 Son Goku, Defender of Life, one of the cards that comes with the starter deck, and really a powerhouse for this deck. It's 2 energy, 3 Z energy, 20k deflect, double strike. We've got an auto, when this card is played, place up to 1 Saiyan from your drop area under this card. This card gains barrier for the turn. Additionally, if your opponent has 4 or more life, we get to deal 1 damage to them. And then we've got an activate main once per turn for 1 red energy. If your leader is a pan only card, you have 4 or more energy, and Great Ape Son Goku, the aggressor, is under this card. This card gets plus 5,000 power and dual attack for the turn. Not to mention that we're also going to get the plus 5 if this card is underneath the Goku, as well as the auto, but our leader's also got ways to buff up this card as well, so we can easily turn this 20k into 30k, 35k double strike, barrier, dual attack, and all of the keyword skills that we want. And we're dealing an additional damage. So if we're putting them from 4 to 3, swinging with dual attack double strike for 35k, we can really put a lot of pressure on our opponents in that turn. And it only costs 2 energy. It's not costing us a card from hand, since we're using the Z energy, we're using our Z deck, we're using cards from the drop area, we're boosting it up with other effects instead of comboing onto it. A really great way to kind of dwindle down our opponent's hand or push out their negates without really costing us any cards in hand. And then Rush Attack SSB Vegeta, another 2-drop, 15k, 2 Z energy, deflect. We've got, when this card attacks, use up to 1 mono red card with 5,000 combo power from your drop in a combo with its skills negated for the turn. Additionally, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards or unisons, and it gets minus 15,000 power for the turn. That's not once per turn, so we can resolve this twice. Using the activate main, we've got the once per turn. If you have 4 or more Z energy, switch this card to active mode. It gets plus 10,000 power, double strike, and barrier for the turn. So a great way to get our Z energy back up and remove Microsoft Unisons, remove 15k battle cards and things like that, and really put pressure on our opponent as well. Again, it's another card that we can boost with our leaders, activate main and things like that. So really strong. I think a lot of people are excited for this deck. We definitely are. We can't wait to get some of these cards in, like the Goten and things like that. But other than that, if you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next deck idea.